We'll now look at the remaining 4 challenges that Elizabeth faced as she came to the throne in 1558. A significant challenge was securing the succession and ensuring that the Tudor dynasty would continue beyond her. In order to give birth to an heir to the throne, she would first need to be married. The idea of who she would marry was a key question under consideration for Elizabeth and her councillors. 2 key candidates, Philip II of Spain, who had previously been married to her half-sister Mary, and Prince Eric of Sweden, were both politely turned down as Elizabeth and the council decided to focus on more specific and more important matters. A key concern for Elizabeth was the fact that if she chose one individual to marry, she would definitely cause anger and jealousy amongst other nobles of England and other royals around Europe, and this could cause more problems for her country than she needed. Questions continued about marriage throughout the first 20 years of Elizabeth's reign. However, at every opportunity and every possible suitor, Elizabeth decided that the risk was too great to the future of her nation. The next big challenge for Elizabeth was the foreign relations with her neighbours, Spain, France and Scotland. She knew that poor decisions with any of these 3 could lead to a possible invasion and war, and so each of the 3 had to be dealt with delicately. Spain had had a positive relationship with England due to the fact that King Philip had been married to Elizabeth's half-sister Mary. However, Elizabeth's rebuttal of Philip's suggestion that they should now get married after Mary's death caused increase in tension between the 2 nations. As well as this, Spain was a staunchly Catholic country and was adamant about stopping the spread of Protestantism around the world. Any misstep on Elizabeth's part could lead to a significant conflict in the future. Scotland was ruled by Elizabeth's cousin, Mary, Queen of Scots. However, Mary was living in France as she was married to the heir to the French throne. This old alliance between France and Scotland, both Catholic countries, was a significant threat to England. The French had soldiers stationed in Scotland, and so England was in grave danger of a pincer attack both from across the Channel and from the northern border. The most significant threat was France, which in 1558 was currently at war with both England and Spain. Elizabeth faced a key decision: either continue the war or make peace with the French. A decision either way would have pros and cons, and Elizabeth needed to decide quickly. The next big challenge for Elizabeth were the doubts around both England and the world that a woman could rule successfully. Female rulers were seen as both unnatural and a liability. They were not fit to rule a country, and their place was to be the silent, obedient domestic servant. The rule of Mary I had enforced this view that women were incapable of solid and acceptable leadership. In neighbouring lands, the influence of Catherine de' Medici and Mary of Guise had continued to influence the idea that women were not capable to lead. The Scottish reformer John Knox published a book in 1558 arguing that the rule by female monarchs was contrary to beliefs in the Bible. The final challenge that Elizabeth faced was the idea that she was not a legitimate heir to the throne. Many English Catholics felt that only the Pope could annul a marriage, and that Henry's marriage to Anne Boleyn, which had given birth to Elizabeth, was illegitimate, and therefore Elizabeth had no right to the English throne. Remember, you want to be able to refer to all 7 of these challenges and have a clear ranking of their order of priority and significance to Elizabeth, and also have an idea of what criteria you are using to rank these challenges.